So Ryan, you promised in the last video that you're going to get the cylinder head off this turbo diesel engine. It looks like you're close. Are you sure it's ready to come off?
I am sure, because there's always those hidden bolts, right? So even after having done this multiple times in the last 6 months, there's always a couple you forget. So making sure that prying a little bit to make sure that it's broken loose before you start reefing on it, because there's always one.
Where were those hidden bolts?
Point out the inside there, the two Allens always get me.
All right, always get you. So we've got the head moving, and this is really important. You want to use a pry bar or whatever and make sure everything's loose. And we're going to be pulling the head off without removing the manifolds over here, which is a little tricky because the manifolds are up against the head, so we're going to have to lift and kind of move to the side. So I'm curious to find out what you thought about getting this head off.
It put up a little bit of a fight compared to some of the other ones that we've done. Got all 7 of the bolts on the intake side, intake and exhaust side, broke that loose, pried it away with the pry bar. But those head bolts were some of the toughest I've come across.
Some of the toughest. All right, well, we've got the hoist, and we are using a hoist, by the way. Ryan and I are not going to lift the head off that engine. Are we?
Yeah, I care for my back.
Okay, we care for the back. So we're going to be using the hoist. We're kind of excited. I hope you are too. What are we going to find when we pull the head off this block?
Okay, since I'm only doing exploratory surgery, I'm going to try to get the head off without removing the turbo. So I've removed the bracket back here for the transmission fluid and the exhaust at the back of the turbo. Little note too, we've just used a bungee over here to keep that timing chain tight and from dropping back into the engine.
Yeah, quick move of that one.
Yeah.
Are we free of the exhaust manifold?
Yep.
You go ahead and take this bungee loose and hold the chain up and feed it out underneath as I raise the head.
Okay.
And then reattach it, okay? You hold that tight as I raise her up there.
Okay.
All right, double check, free of everything?
Yep.
Now you can see why it's impossible to get this off by hand, particularly if you're trying to keep the chain from dropping down into the engine.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, it looks like we're hanging up in the back here a little bit. Yeah. The bracket holds the oiler tube for the turbocharger still bolted to the back of the head. So you see, Ryan, there's always something. There's always one bolt, so never force anything.
Okay.
Oh, hey Ryan, do you see the smoking gun yet?
I'm looking.
You're looking. Aren't we having fun?
Yeah.
Digging into these old diesels.
Yep.
Hey, what do you think?
So I think I found it.
You think you found the gun? The smoking gun?
I found the smoking gun. Yeah, there's evidence of that head gasket being blown.
Yeah, and I saw you playing around with a punch. What were you doing with a punch?
So check this out. This other thing that I found is looking at these coolant passages, and they are almost completely
Plugged with rust.
Yeah.
Hammer on this one right here. Look at that.
Yeah, it's,
Oh, gee.
I mean, that's a lot of
Plugged
corrosion.
water passages
You can
due
see
to
it.
lack of
Yeah,
coolant
that's
maintenance.
good.
I've
You-
never seen that much rust build up and totally plug off. I've seen them restrict
Yeah,
the passage, but I've never seen them completely plug up a passage like we just saw here.
yeah. I mean, there's just so much corrosion that it's, you know, I've heard you
Yeah.
talk about this, how they need the specific type of coolant so this doesn't happen, but this seems to be a pretty extreme example.
I know. Probably another illustration of someone just adding water to their radiator over a long period of time.
Yeah,
And, it
you
just,
don't think it's gonna
Wow.
create a huge issue, but obviously,
Well, you know, when I see an engine that's been extremely overheated like this one, you know, I kind of run the other way. But this doesn't explain the knocking sound that I heard when I tried to start it.
no.
There's no severe scoring of the cylinder wall, so it's probably not a piston. I've got another little trick I can show you right now.
Okay.
Let's see if we can find out what is knocking inside the engine.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm going to use a socket and a long breaker bar. We're going to get on that front crank bolt right down here, and I'm going to rock the engine back and forth. Now, I've tried to move the pistons in a position where they're not all the way down or all the way up, and I'm going to rock the engine, Ryan. I want you to look closely at all the pistons and see if they're all moving in the same rate as all the other ones when I rock this engine back and forth.
All right, let's see.
Okay, here we go. Hear that? Wow.
That I don't think that's supposed to be there.
Which one is it, you think?
Well, when you're moving, they're all moving
Yeah.
in sync, save for
Number
number three.
Can
Yet
you
again.
believe it? Number
Yeah.
3 again.
So
What is it with number 3 anyway?
it's got to be.
It's gotta
the
be because
center-
it's in the
yeah.
middle.
Yep, exactly.
All right, let's get the camera in a little closer so our viewers can actually see number 3 not moving when I'm moving the wrench and turning the crank.
So what we're hearing there is the bearing moving.
Yeah, I'm convinced that we're
Good stuff.
hearing the rod bearing.
Yeah, that would make sense why
Okay.
it sounded so catastrophic.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to begin by rocking the engine over slowly at first. Okay, move down. Look at that.
Wow. It's
Go
not
ahead
moving.
and put the punch on top so the viewers can see it's not moving.
Look at that.
Now put it on the other piston, number 4, or number 5. See, just the smallest amount of movement of my wrench. Now put it back on number 3. Okay, now I'm going to move it real rapidly so we can hear the clunking. There's our rod dock. Okay. Definitely blown, right?
I'd say so.
Okay. That was educational. You know, I thought this was going to be like a 10-part video series.
Yeah.
But we're only on part 3 now.
Yeah. I feel.
And like, what else are we going to do here?
Yeah, I feel pretty fortunate that we found, you know, such a definitive answer so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some of you might say, well, Kent, why don't you tear the engine the rest of the way down? I think at this point, heat's the culprit. I'm not sure if he also ran low on oil. Yeah. But here we go again with number 3 cylinder being the problem on another one of these old diesel engines. Now, what I want to do is leave the comment section open for you to just make your comments. What did you learn here? What do you think happened to the engine that caused the connecting rod bearing to fail? Because I'm sure that's what the problem is. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to have you go through the pain of pulling the pan off just so we can.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
So we'll come back in the next and final part in this series. We'll kind of wrap this up. I've got the cylinder head. Well, actually, the cylinder head's right here behind me. So we came over and started looking very closely at the water passage. Show them what you found, Ryan. It's like, wow,
I mean,
look at
there's
this.
just a ton of
Yeah.
corrosion. I mean, all the way through. I mean, it's just everywhere.
What's going on in this one here? See if you go through that.
Holy cow! That was,
Look at that. That's really gummed up.
I mean, that's a pretty large diameter
And this one over here, same
passage.
thing.
That one too.
You know, like I said, I've never seen corrosion in plugged passages quite like this, particularly on a diesel.
Yeah, that's an extreme.
The moral of the story is what, Ryan? Come on,
Don't add water to your coolant.
and change your coolant once in a while, right?
Yeah.
Not every
Yeah.
30 years.
Not every 30 years, yeah.
We'll maybe look at a couple other things, but I think at this point we know what the problem is. Feel free to leave your comments. We'll see you in the next episode.
See ya.